We continue with the technical drawing, and this time I'm going to just create the technical drawing which you have in the submission file. We start from the first assembly side. Also, I would like to create the part list in our first page. We need 7 pages. One by one, we are going to just create the part file drawings and also the assembly drawings. Okay, I will start and make this one a little bit smaller. Also, I will just arrange my assembly view here. I will just close my previous file. Okay, and open a new technical drawing file from the ISO IDV templates. The next, I need 7 sheet. For this, I will just add a new sheet. Add another new sheet. I will go to 7 pages. From the first page, we have the main assembly. I get the base view from this time, this view. And from this, I will just go to my part file, assembly file. And in our example, we have 2 views, one top view and one side view. You can use both of them. For this, I will just go to right click, but okay. Okay, you can also just change the view. It doesn't matter for us. For just double click, let's change the click, change the side. Also, I'm sorry, I'll take back my move. I will change this view. Fancy one. I will just change the view on this point, like this. It is almost the same. I think I have made a mistake, but you can also change the other way around if you want so. The next thing, we have a sectional view, which is the AA section. I create a new sketch on this view. As you see, it is highlighted. I start a new sketch after I have selected this view. Now it is in selection. Here I'm going to just draw which a line and make this line with escape. I will just get one point, the center point, and make this line coincident on this point. Now I tell the software you are going to cut this view, and with this path you're going to cut the section AA view. Also we have another section CC here, detect C here for the connection which I have created from the section detail. Okay, I have 2 part views. I will start a sectional view, click this view, or click this line. I will just create the line. As you see, the scale is small. You can just reduce this scale 1 to 2, which is 1.5. I'm sorry, 1 divided 5 scale. For this, I will just adjust, as you see here. To change the text, you will just double click. You will just delete this scale and have the view section. And this is our section text. Next thing, I need the details C here, which I have seen here. Also, we have another part sectional cutout here. Again, I will attach the first of all. I need the part list. Then this part list, I'm going to use this one as a part list view. You are going to have a warning with the enable ball view. You will just get this part view as you see here. I will just double click and arrange my table. And here I have the item number, part number, and the quantity after the part number. And I will remove the description and add 2 columns, which is one material, the other one is the mass. I will just column chooser, which I did in the previous video. I will just remove this description, change this quantity after the part number, move down, and I will go to bottom side and have the material and the mass part here. The table has changed. As you see, our table is changed. I will just adjust. I will squeeze this quantity, also the item number. This time I'm going to open the material section. Also, I have this material. I'm going to make this time, I can just change this text a little bit more. I will just move my view a little bit inside to get rid of this one. Also, you can just change to the name that you have seen here. For here, I will just move my section sheet 1 to the top side here. Here, I also would like to just make a breakout section. Here, I will start a new sketch on this. I will just define a circular geometry, finish my sketch, and I will just make the cut this time. I will just make a breakout this section, and I will use a D point, which is the midpoint of this bolt. As you see, we can see all the parts which I have here. This is the bolt section. We have also just taken out this part. To make the detail views, I have the detail section here, and I will just make a new scale at this detail. I will create a new detail with change the text with double click. I will just erase and add the detail view. Again, home side, detail. And this is our detail B here. The next thing, we have the base view with the part our assembly. Here I have in this figure. I'll just make, okay, where is it? Cannot see. Let's say our part file to our folder. I'll just change our detail here. The next, I will just get a base view again. This time, I will just select this assembly, change my orientation from this corner side, which I have seen here. Also, you can just change your orientation, something like this. Okay. For fancy view, we would like to see, not I would like to have this one, I would like to shade it bigger. Here. Also, we have a detail at this point. As you see, we have other details, the detail, and make this time, I would like to change the fence shape to rectangle, which is this point, a little bit smaller, and detail. I would like to have a smaller one this time. I'm going to use a smaller scale, maybe 25, 0.25, which is the same thing, but a little bit bigger. This time we have the C detail, as you see, and we will just change the text with double click. I will erase this one with the detail. Okay, the next, we just make the balloons. I will just go to annotate, have the balloon tool. I will just choose this one. As you see, it depends on the part numbering in your part list. You can also edit this part list as you wish. We will just, you can just make the balloons manual. We do not have too many parts, I'm sorry. This time we have already done that one. What is missing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 8 parts. The other one, we have this one. This is the 7. We need the 6th part, which is the smaller one. The 6th part is here. We have completed all the parts and all the drawing in this page. As I say, the drawings are easy when you do the things right in all sides. This is our first sheet. Then the second sheet, we also have the drive assembly. I will just go to the second sheet with double click. First up, the first button, the base, I need to select the drive assembly. I will just go and find the drive assembly. As you see, we have one view. I will just have an isometric view, which is seen here. With double click, I will change its property to shaded. Again, another base view. I will just create 3 items, 3 views related to this drive assembly. Again, this one. I will change the first view, which is this one. I will just change my scale 0.2 to 1. This is my view. The next, I will just have to start a new sketch. I will just create a line. I need the sectional view. We have 2 sectional views. We will just make the first, the EDD section, This is the DD section. And also this is the EE section, which is this one. I think I have made a mistake or just confused. Anyway, I have this line and I would like to have this line pass through all at the midpoint. For this, I need the geometry. I will stick this geometry to be on this line, midpoint. Again, I have the section, this one. This is our view. This is the DD section. I'll just change the dimension. Text, I'm sorry. This is the section TD. Okay. The next, we have an EE section cut from this point. As you see, again, a new sketch related to this view. Start a line. And I would like to just make a cut passing through these center points. I will just get the geometry, get this line, stick to this geometry with the coincident constraint. I have the coincident constraint, have the line, and just bring this, because I have just created a project geometry somewhere here. Also, as you see, we have a point at this point, and I would just like to make adjusted passing from this one of these points. I have the cutting line, cutting section line, finish my section, go to place views, have the section, and this time I need the top view of our section. Okay, this is the EE section. I will change the text. Double click. I will change the section view, which is EE. Then we have not too many parts. We have 5 parts actually, because we have distributed those parts to inside our groups. We have the body part, the cover part, the index parts groups. First, I will just go to annotate, have the part list. You can have any of this, let's say this one, because we will just manually have the enable view for this page. Again, I will just stick to this point, and we have the holes from this point. Okay, I think I have made one part missing. No way. I would like to just, we do not have too many parts. Our balloon, as I have seen, with right click, continue. I have the balloon for body part, right click to see. I have this one, right click to here, right click to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have the 5th one with continue. This is our second part, views, second page views. I will just save my part file. And I will jump the third page. The third page, we have some details. First, the exploded view, then the sectional view. Then we have 2 part details. One by one, I'm going to create first assembly view. I will bring this assembly view and create a text. For this, I will just separate and engage a rectangle sheets and separate my views. I will create 4 rectangle or 4 parts. One here. I will create these red rectangle groups. Finish one. Change the select first, then change the properties with right click. Change the color first, which is red one, and change the line type, which is different than usual. Like this dash. Let's say we can just create a dash line. This is a little bit different, but it's not important this time. The first thing I will just like to place first. This is the input group. I will go to and search the part with input group. For this, we have this part view, as you see here, and we have a section cut. For this, I will change the first thing. I will rotate. It is not very important to have the same, but to show you better, I would like to have these views. Okay, this is the part view. What I'm going to do is I will just create a new section, sketch, select this view, start a new sketch, create a crossing line, pass through our figure. I would like to have a project geometry and mark this center point. And this time I will give the coincident constraint passing this point and finish my sketch. And after this one, I will just create a new sectional view to this right side. This is our section view. This is our section. Yeah. I will delete the scale and change it to a section. The section FF here. I need a part list. I will just again enlarge these two views. This is connected. This view is connected to this view. I will just rearrange their figure in our technical drawing. I will go to annotate, then part list. We will do the same thing again and again in this our example. We have this part. Okay, we will omit the description. This time I will just double click the part list, then column chooser. I will just move this down and remove description, but instead of these two columns, I would like to add the material and the mass information, transfer this to this part file. I will again enlarge a little bit to have one line. I will again just squeeze for excess parts. Okay. Next, I will just have the material section here. I'm sorry. I'll take my move back with Ctrl Z, and I'll arrange my part list to this point. Okay. The next, I will arrange this part list. Also double click with this, I will arrange this window, which I have seen here. The next, I will just auto balloon. This time I'm not going to use the balloon command one by one. I will just go and create auto balloon under this button. We have 3 steps. I would like to auto balloon this, add all the components which I have seen in this view, and make an horizontal layout for my part view like this. Okay. I will rearrange the parts for some parts in our assembly. You can also use the sideways for creating the part balloons. I will rearrange and to make an understandable technical drawing. Okay. I will rearrange the end of this line. Okay. Also, this one, I will rearrange this line. Okay. This is our part, technical drawing. I will just select yes to all by saving this one. The next we have the shaft technical drawing. This technical drawing I will enlarge a little bit to the top side. Also to my sketch. I think it will go. It will not continue. Quit. Okay, it's recovered. Anyway, with double click, I will arrange the size of our window for my figure. I will just delete this line and again reshape that line by having the extend columns and make the trims for these 2 sides. Okay, finished my sketch. I have updated every single part in my drawing. Also this one, yes, with okay. Again, the shaft and also the cam drawing. I will again go and search for the shaft part, which is 1-1 in our figure. This is our part file. Here. I would like to enlarge. Also, I would like to first change my part file view. I would like to have the sectional view from as I see in this PDF file. I have this view. Again, sketch, add a sketch, add a line. You can make past this line without giving the project geometry, but you have to work it a lot. Like this, I have the project geometry. Make this line passing this point. Finish my line. Finish my line. I have the section view. This. Also, I would like to just create the section GG here. Also, I would like to just hide the hidden lines. Okay, to see better. For our view, we have the sectional view. We need some annotation tools. We have missing the center line, also the biggest center line in our axis. Here we have a bigger center line missing. Also, we are missing the wrong center line. We have some details with the ISO groove. For this, I will go to J detail and HH for this sectional cutout. For section cutout, I need a static sketch and have the line like I have drawn in your figure. I would like to go to section and I would like to have the HH section. I will just delete the scale value. Also, they do the same thing for the bottom side, which is this one. I will break the alignment from this one. I would like to take this HH view to somewhere here. First right click, alignment, break. Then I can freely move our HH view. As you see here. Also, I would like to have adjust this one. The next, we have an R view. For the R view, we have a sectional cutout. Here, what I'm going to do is I will just add a projection view with right click, and I will make the crop this view by selecting only this face. As you see, we have a crop view, and we will take this view with again alignment break. When I have alignment break, I have a J detail here, and I move that J detail to show someone who's going to deal with this part. I will just double click and erase the scale value from my figure. This is the J detail, J view actually. Okay, the next thing, what we have is the groove detail, which is this J detail. For this, I have the detail on the place view. Select this point and select this detail to this point. But I will just make another 25, let's say, this detail, not to make the corruption too much in our view. Okay, here we have just delete, have detail. Okay, then give the dimensions which I have seen here. In a shaft feature, we cannot retrieve many dimensions. For this, we only have the diameter dimensions. For this, I'm not going to use this dimension tool. What I'm going to do is I will just, okay, I will use the dimensions here, this one, this one, this one, this one also, the diameter dimensions here. But for the length, I will do something special. Here, what I'm going to do is I will arrange the dimensions as much as I can. Then I will arrange the dimensions to be seen from our part drawing. Also, I will just get rid of this one like this. Okay. I get this. I'm sorry. Just take it back. This is my line border, part border. Here, what I'm going to do is I will just create the steps here. For this, I will go to dimension, but this time I have a stepped dimension. From here, what I'm going to do is I will choose a baseline like you see in our figure. I will just make this time. Okay. I will just make the baseline. We have some options. We have the baseline set and we have the baseline. I will select this line as a baseline. Then I will select some steps. This is the second step. This is the third step, fourth, fifth, and the last step of our figure. When I continue to mount, I have the dimensions. Okay, I have mistaken this one. Okay, the baseline, second, third, fourth, fifth, and the last one. We have continue to just put with crate, as you see. I will take out some dimensions to be seen here. As you see, we can just take it out. As you see, we have 140. Also, these dimensions we will get rid of without the line dimensions here. As you see, we also adjust our dimension styles with the hidden, the leading zeros removed. From this one, you will go to dimension, default ISO, the comma to period, the precision 3, the decimal marker 3, leading 0 and trailing zeros 3 zeros, and the tolerance we have 3 digits. We need sometimes all the time actually. We will just adjust the units as you see and comma to period again. Save as close, and our figure is much more better than before. Okay. The next, I will adjust this line a little bit into inside to save some space for other pieces. Again, annotate the circle center, also some circle centers here in these two. Also, we have a center line between these two lines. This is the line which we are interested in. Okay. If you want, you can just give separate dimensions for our shaft parts. For information purposes, we have the dimensions. We have the other dimensions like this. We have our step. This is our step. And the next one. Escape J. Here, what I'm going to do is I will just have a threaded connection. I will add this one, add some details to here, which is metric ton on our figure. Here, what we have, the dimensions retrieval for our part view, it is not very clear. I will again, in our shaft part, we have some details, but not very clear. Also, we have another dimension tool. As you see, we have adjusted precision like this, or 0, which is 40, almost. I will adjust this dimension and the other dimension here. We have 10 millimeters. Also, with escape, I will adjust. The next thing we have this space view length, which is this one. Also, we have some details about this diameter points. We will just make a diameter. This time, I will add a symbol to the front of this, in front of this figure. And I will just add the dimension from this point. Also, this retaining ring thickness we have. And I will adjust this dimension to be C. Also, we have a line, a hole here. I'm sorry. We have a diameter. We have another hole. Also, for this part, we have the dimension. Again, the same retaining ring dimensions. Which have the same. I have just pressed the home home button to have this one. You can also have the thickness. It is the same thickness. Again, the dimension. This one and this one with 2.50. I will adjust these dimension lengths. Okay, this is, I think, enough for our part. Also, we have the groove type with F types. I will just mark this time a leader width. I will just make a 2 groove, 3 groove with right click. ISO. I have not remembered the relief. Sorry, relief groove F type. I cannot remember right now. For this, I would like to just select, first of all, with right click, add a leader to this point, back to this point, add another leader to this point, actually here, this point, and to back to this point, which, okay. Next, I will adjust this view with our figure. The next, we again place a base view. This time we do not have any the bolt part. We do not insert too many details. You can just rotate 90 degrees if you want so. And we have sideway. This time I will ignore the hidden lines. I would like to only see this one. If you want, you can just make also the other sketch or just delete like this and have a section view. As you see, we do not draw any line. I would like to have this view to be sectioned. I just create a new line, continue, and having this section like this. As you see, you do not have to, if you just make your practicing, you do not have to draw a sketch attached to it. You can make it easily. Also, for annotate the text leader here, what I'm going to do is I would like to have part 1 to 2 cam bolt. Okay. Next, I retrieve the model dimensions, which I have here, apply, and the other dimensions here also I apply. Okay, next thing, we have the thickness. We have some dimensions. You can just ignore. I would like to give somewhere else that dimension. With the LL length, I will just arrange and delete this one. I would like to add some dimension constraints, some small axes. I would like to add big axis on this one for big axis again. For rotational axis, I will use this center point and create and hit the create button to get this one. Again, retrieve the dimensions which I have seen here. I would like to keep only this dimension. This is the one. I'm going to add the other dimensions here, or you can just have the whole dimensions from this point. We have a through hole. It's 70 millimeter from this point with 11.1, which tells you that this dimension is 11.5. And I will adjust this dimension length. Also, I'm going to adjust this whole dimension, and I will just put it with home sign. I will just go to the full place of this dimensional length, and I will just adjust my point line here. I will save my part files in case it's closed. Next part, I have the base view for cam part, cam threaded. And this time also I have the thickness, again this side. Again, I'm not interested in the hidden lines. I will just create a sectional view, like just creating a line. Continue it this way around, but okay. I will just delete the scale information here. I will just delete Okay. I will again rearrange this part and choose connect the last connections. I will just create bisector lines like this and like this and like this. Okay, then retrieve the model dimensions which I need. In this view, I will create as much as possible. The only thing that I would like to keep is 30, the thickness with apply. And also other one, I need 80 and 100. I do not need this one. I will give that dimension from the other side. Okay. Also, I would like to copy my definition to here. This time, this is cam 1.3 cam threaded 1-3 cam threaded. But okay. Okay, next thing, I will just create the part 1 shaft. I will just delete this one. Okay. The next thing, we have the exploded view. I will just choose a base view. Choose the IPN file, which is this one. This is the output group. I'm sorry. This is the input group. I would like to have this output group. I can manually make the balloons as I wish. This is a retaining ring. This is the other ring. This is the other ring. Let me count also this way. We have 9 parts. Yes, everything 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everything is seen here. Also this one, which is 8. This shaft. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is 6. This is 6. Normally. Also, this is the 5th one. Yes. You can have the fancy way. This time you can open the shaded view, which you have the most colors of the figure here. I will just save my part file. We will continue with the other group. Okay, we continue with the next part. This is the part we have. I will just update all the sheets. I will just jump to sheet 4. In sheet 4, we have, I may sometimes omit some dimensions. You can just go and find the details. In this, we have a part drawing here and part drawings. On the top side, we have an exploded view, like we did in our part in the first input group. Here, what I'm going to do is I will just again place the views, but this time I'm going to just change the edit sheet and increase the sheet size to A3, A2, a little bit more, much more bigger. So I will use the base tool. This time I will going to use input group. Instead of input group, I'm going to use the output group and just increase the size to 1 to 2.5, a little bit smaller, which I have here. And I would like to just rotate two sides as I have seen here. And I would like to just create two sectional view. I have the section, select this one and make a line cut with right click to this side. This is the NN section. I will just like to delete and add with the home tool section with view. I will adjust. The next thing, I again start a new section and start a new one. Right click. I will just make a new double click section with this. I will move together because I have just created this view. The next thing, I will annotate and go with the part list. I will just make a part list with OK. And do the same thing which I have done before. I will just again choose the columns and move the part number, remove the description. I will just go to material, add and mass add to this. It is shaped. As you see, we have adjust all parts. And I will just go to and move the part view to this corner side. And I will just squeeze this part file a little bit more. Okay, here. I will just make the auto balloon. Add all the components here, which I have seen so far. Like this. I will just adjust all the parts. It seems reasonable. I can just mark all the parts. Let's count the numbers. 1. We have 2, 3. We have some missing parts. For that missing parts, we would like to have to just create in these parts. 1, 2, 3, 4 is missing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Also 11 is missing. We have index pin. Pin is not cut. We can just make a pin by manually. Here I have, I think, let's select not this one. Again, the bottom. Yes, this time I have the 4 number. Okay, this is the number 4. Also, I have the missing 4, 11 part, which is the backside keyway, which I cannot see here. I have the 10 number 10, which is on this point, but I have a missing part. Here, I do not cut. It is not to be cut. Why? I'm sorry. Okay, we can just make the other side cut. This time I will just create a new sketch and adjust to this page view. Create the rectangle tool for this point. And I will just make the cut for unnecessary portion here. I will adjust a little bit, then make the trims. Okay. Finish my first sketch. I will adjust with right click properties and have this one to be again in red color, or you can just change any color you want to. Let's say blue this time. You can have the dashed space. We have a dash space which is different than the color of our part lines. Our next move, it will be a new part file starting from this corner side. We have the index plate, and the other parts which belongs to the second group. From here, I am going to use the base, this time index roller. I have this part. It is very big, as you see. 1:1 is, I think, it is very small. Okay, we need a sideway. Also, one view is enough for this part. Actually, we use two figure. How to annotate? We have all the parts, as you see. This can be just suppressed. I'm not going to use this one. You can just change the dimensions first. You can just move this extension lines to see the better. We have this shape. Just double click to add another dashed line. Also, when you just, okay, when you suppress a view, you cannot see. As you see, we have suppressed one view. I will just go to this and make it suppress. Delete, no, wait, I would like to keep this view. Okay, anyway, I would like to have a text with part 2-1 roller index roller. Or this follower here. Anyway, I'm going to just save my part file with having the same. The next, we have the base view. I'm going to go and change the side plate. I will just reduce, it is to 2.5, let's say. Also, I need a projection view for thickness. I will just use this plate view. Again, annotate with bigger circle, also the other circles. Sorry, first the outer one, then select the smaller one, and after this one, let's hit the crate to have another here. From this point, I would like to just close the hidden lines removed. Okay. I add the retrieve model dimensions, not to this one. I would like to have much more in this figure. Also, I need a thickness value for this purpose. Cancel, select this one. Under the thickness I need, I will adjust the dimensions in order to see them better. And just take it out as you see here. I will extend this rectangle tool like this, finish my roller index, and this is the side plate, roller index plate. This is the part 2 index plate. Part 2. The next we have part 2.3, the index pin. It's a very simple part. As you see, we have a side view. We can just use the 1:1. It's a very small part, 1:1 scale. And we can just retrieve the model dimensions. Here what we have a chamfer on these two sides. Here it tells us also you can just use this tool to make the chamfer dimensions. Okay, this one and this one, as you see, I'm sorry, this one and this one, I'm sorry, this one and this one. Normally it has to be taken from here. Anyway, we can just change. I will just add the X45 and add the degree from here, from these special symbols. I'll add this one. Also, I would like to add a center line. With double click, I will enlarge the special line type. Also, I would like to have it control copy and control paste, control V. This is the third part, index pin. I will delete. Okay, this one. The next, we have the index spacer. This is the small part. I think it is 1 to 2. It will be enough. 25 max height, 1 to 3, 2.5. You can have the sideway projection here. Okay. The next we have the outer. I will go and make it this time. Also sideway. Here I will just create the dimensions I have seen here. I will just delete and add one dimension. I will erase this one. I will arrange this dimensions. I will take it out and take this one, take this out to get our dimensions. I will enlarge this rectangle tool up to here. Hit finish sketch. I will just copy the part from 2 to 4 with index spacer. I'm sorry, index spacer. I'm sorry. We have part to 4. Okay, next I will just make this one. Okay, this time finish my figure here. I can just save my part file. Again, base view for the fifth one. We have the fifth index push. Okay. For this small space I can use. Also sideways I need. Here what I need is, I will just like to annotate first of all this one, then these two thickness values. I have two thickness values for extrusions. I will adjust my dimensions, adjust one center line, also two center lines here. You can have this one. Double click. I will extend the borderline. For this, I will just make the copy. Take one section. This is the fifth index 2.5. Push. I change. The next part, we have the sixth one. It's also a space along, a very simple part. With sideways, I can just omit the other dimensions. I will just go and add one and retrieve the dimensions I have. These are the fillets. We have one and two dimensions, the circle dimensions. We have one here. I think this side, I'm not sure. We have 1.45 degrees chamfers inside and outside. Here I will just make extended this time. Okay, finish. 2.6 index push, this time spacer long. Okay, the next we have shaft part base. This time I have the shaft part. I'll make this part. As you see, we have hidden lines. I will just remove those hidden lines. Actually, I will change this view to see better my figure. I will just create, annotate, retrieve, but before annotate, I will just create a long center line, belongs to this view. Then retrieve the model dimensions, if it brings so. Here I do not have any. I will just create, actually I have four sections. First create the dimensions, then I will give a symbolic sign. of diameter, I'll select all dimensions with right click, edit, yes, this one. With home tool, I would like to add every single one. Okay, this one is also, it hasn't worked. Here, I would also like to add this one. As a sheet, normally I'm not going to use the shaft command, but if you want to make some calculations, you can use that one. I will add some access points here. This is the access line. This is the access line. We will use this point for dimensioning purposes. Again, the baseline from this line end. I will just create first, the second, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Right click with continue. We have all the steps and hit the create button. For separate dimensions, you can just create on your own like this, as we did before. And for this last section, we have okay, the next thing, we have some two sections. I will just create a new section from this view. Continue to this sideways. I would only like to have one section here. This is done. And also, okay, oh, it's cancelled. Again, I need this one. Continue, sideways. This is the first thing. I will just delete the scale, then section, the bottom view. You have the RR section. We can also delete the alignment. We can break the alignment, and also for the other piece here, we also have another section layout here, which we have in this point. Continue again on this section. I will leave in its place, but I will only place with this one, with the section view, section text, which is this one. Also, what I'm going to do is I will just create a bisector line from this point to this line, and I will extend that line to just give the dimensions which I have seen in the technical drawing or for manufacturing processes. I have 14. I have another dimension here, which is 10 millimeters. Okay. And the next thing, we have a slope from the main axis. We have 45 degrees. The next thing also, we have the same dimensions. I will just extend this line. You can just try the dimensions which you have, but it doesn't work. In calculations, we mostly use the shaft purposes, which is the 10 one. Okay, the next. The next thing, what I'm going to do is I will just double click with the rectangle tool. I will just try to cover all the part here. Finish one. This is our part one. Next, we have the output group exploded view. We have, you can change your orientation. As you see, you can just change the visual style a little bit more shaded here. You can, if you change the colors, you can just make, okay, this is one. We will continue to make the balance. Side plates, the rollers, okay, the pins, yes, I got that pin this time. As you see, we have the 11 missing in this view. This time I get that view. The long spacer, again, side plate. This is also another side plate, roller, side plate. This time I have a spacer short here, push, bearing, and the keyway. We have completed our second group here. Okay. We will continue our part drawings